Welcome back, Yinzer Nation, and welcome everybody from Puck77.com. Today, I'm going to give you my UnBold predictions for the NHL Awards. I'll let you know what those predictions are coming up next. Like I said in the intro, everybody, I wanted to give you my UnBold predictions for the NHL Awards. And what do I mean by UnBold predictions? I mean, I'm going to let you know who's not going to win these awards, even though they may be seemingly favorite candidates right now. Just going to go over what I consider the five major award categories in the NHL Awards, and that's the Hart Trophy for the Most Valuable Player, the Calder Trophy for Rookie of the Year, the Norris Trophy for the Best Defenseman, the Selke for the Best Defensive Forward, and the Jack Adams Award for the Best Coach. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to not offer alternative candidates. I'll leave that up to you, but I'm just going to give you the reason that I think these players or these coaches will not win the specific award and offer some alternatives as to why. So let's go ahead and start with the Hart Trophy. For me, the player that I think will not win the Hart Trophy is Nikita Kucherov. And the biggest reason that I think Nikita Kucherov will not win the Hart Trophy is because, much like during the heyday of the Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin era for the Pittsburgh Penguins, he's on a very, very loaded team, and I think guys like Braden Point and Steven Stamkos, and even to a lesser extent Victor Hedman, will probably hurt Kucherov's case for the Hart Trophy, and I think they're going to split some votes, and you're going to see kind of a, not so much a dark horse candidate, but a very worthy candidate who is probably not as elite as Nikita Kucherov win the Hart Trophy. For the Calder Trophy, I'm going to go with Rasmus Dahlin. He was kind of everybody's dark horse, or everybody's darling pick at the beginning of the year to win the Calder Trophy, just because of what was expected of him as the number one overall draft pick coming into an organization that was obviously a bit of a suffering organization. They have kind of turned the corner. They're almost to that upper echelon of Eastern Conference teams, but I still think they're probably a piece or two away from being legitimate playoff contenders. But I don't think he's done enough in his rookie season, and I think there's a few other candidates, as well as Casey Middlestat on his own team, that's probably going to take a few votes away from him. But I think Elias Pettersson is the far and away favorite to win the Calder Trophy right now. The Norris Trophy for the Best Defenseman in the NHL, this award's gotten kind of skewed over the years, and it's basically look at the points race for the defenseman, and whoever's scoring the most points is probably going to win the Norris Trophy, which is why I think the NHL needs to add a separate award for defensive defensemen, but that's a different video for a different day. One of the early favorites to win this award was Morgan Rielly. He's kind of cooled off a bit lately, and some of the other defensemen have been coming on pretty strong. Right now, Morgan Rielly sits second in the race with 55 points behind Brent Burns of the San Jose Sharks for the scoring race. Personally, I really think that Mark Giordano is going to sneak in and win this award, not as the highest scoring defenseman, just as a candidate who's emerged on kind of one of those teams that are performing way above what expectations were. And I think for that reason, Mark Giordano is probably going to win the Norris Trophy. And I don't think Morgan Rielly is going to get the proper recognition that he deserves for the year that he has had this year. For the Selke Trophy, which is probably going to be renamed the Patrice Bergeron Award once he's done and retired. But oddly enough, for this year, I think Patrice Bergeron is not going to win the Frank J. Selke Trophy. And the reason I think that is because of the time that he's missed with injury. He's missed, I think, 14 games this year with injury, and I think that is probably going to hurt his case for the Selke Award. And for my final award and final UnBold prediction, I'm going with the Jack Adams Award, and I think the coach that's not going to get recognized for what he does is John Cooper. I think John Cooper has been a phenomenal coach for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Seeing the way he's mixed his lines up, the in-game adjustments he's been making throughout the year, I think it's a great case for him to win because I think he's adapting as a coach, whereas in times past he's been a little bit stubborn and left his lines alone too long. I think that's what was their downfall in the playoffs last year, was his unwillingness to change his lines. He's been doing that a lot this year, mixing and matching lines even in the game, and I think that's been a really that's been part of his growth as a coach. But I think there is a few other candidates for the Jack Adams that are probably going to jump over him and win this award. Part of that is because most people expected Tampa Bay to be right in the mix for the President's Trophy and for them to be a dominant team, and he's just kind of guiding them. I don't think that's true, but I think that's going to be kind of the perception with the hockey writers, and that's probably going to be the reason that he does not win this award. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to the channel. Leave any comments, any objections you have down in the comments below. We'll get a healthy conversation started down there. I'm probably going to be doing a lot more of these videos. Like I said, working with puck77.com, I'm going to try to get a lot more of these out there for them to be able to share with their audience, and as well as for me to be able to continue interacting with the community that I built and kind of abandoned over the past little while, and I apologize for that. But be sure to stop back. We're going to have a lot more content coming up in the near future. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. And until next time, have a good day.